Clubhouse is a really good place to people what?
Take advantage of the actions menu.
I'm not going to get rid of a perfect good magic keyboard that I do have just to upgrade to that. 2 weeks from now, I'll do it.
You'll be like, so, by the way.
Same unit, basically.
Same mold.
There's an executive products case that fits the Chameleon, fits the Brilliant 20, and it fits the new NLS e-reader.
It's really easy to turn it on. You can go into your settings on your iPhone and go to Face ID and passcode and then unlock with Apple Watch. So if you have an Apple Watch and that's kind of cool.
It's the LG Gram.
Gram because of the lightweight?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it comes in 14, 16, or 17 inch.
Chicago. I'd like to see a job review. Siri, have a chair.
I can't help with that right now.
You need...
I had Pfizer too, but I'm not having the trip that he's having.
It's like the Kit Kat bar commercial.
Break me up a piece of that Pfizer shot.
It is the millionth and 7th episode, so.
It is.
Is it? Oh.
1,000,007
episode.
Live from the Blind Ability Studio. This is Tech Abilities. I'm Jeff Thompson from Friendly, Minnesota with my first vaccination, the Pfizer shot today. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling real good, Serina.
I bet you are with the text messages you were sending us today.
Mm-hmm. Flying like a kite, wasn't I?
You're a day late, though.
I know. 4:20 was yesterday, and today I'm flying like a kite. How are you doing, Serina? Congratulations is in order, I hear.
Yes. I graduated. I'm super excited.
She graduated.
Graduated.
I know. Tell us about that.
So I think I talked about this,
before the pandemic?
Yeah, I know. It's all pre-COVID and post-COVID. That's all our world is now. But pre-COVID, I had applied for the American Foundation for the Blind's Blind Leaders Development Program. And they accepted 16 fellows to participate in a one-year program where you got one-on-one coaching, soft skills workshops. We went through the Leadership Challenge book and just mentorship, all kinds of just awesome stuff. And yesterday they held a graduation for us. They sent us like a swag bag in the mail. Aww. It has this like fancy lip and eye cream that's like $55. That's by I forget her name, which is bad, but it's from a company that cares about accessibility and is cruelty-free, vegan-free, all that good stuff. But the coolest thing is these stemless wine glasses, which I love stemless wine glasses. There's one in there that says like AFB Blind Leaders Development Program 2020, and it's in Braille on one side too. Super cool.
Oh, so it's got grip.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But they're opening up applications for the next class in May. So keep an eye on the afb.org website because I can't speak highly enough of the program. If nothing else, you will get to know other people from all around the country that are successful and wanting to work together to support each other and help you be successful. So it's a great program.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And way over there in California, we got RaqiG. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Jeff. That's a tough act to follow. I don't even think I can touch that, but congratulations to you, Serina.
You didn't graduate from anything?
Not like that. Not recently like she did.
You not sure you're in Minnesota right now? Because you're talking like you're in like
not recently
Kentucky over there.
We just lost
Kentucky?
All our Kentucky listeners, Serina. Oh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Jeff, what's up? I think that the vaccine has impacted Jeff's
There's some neurological side
articulate his.
It really has. You know, I've heard these stories about people. Oh, the second one will get you. You know, blah blah blah.
Hey, don't say that.
Don't wish that upon us. Raqi and I are getting ours in the next couple weeks here.
Yeah, I don't need.
I came home. I didn't know what to do. I was like walking around, and all of a sudden I started feeling a little dizzy. I said, "Well, that's not dizzy. I feel kind of buzzed. I don't know what's going on." So I took a shower.
I took a shower because that's what makes sense.
Well, I thought it would be like, you know, like refreshing or, you know, you just.
I feel lightheaded. Let me go get in water.
I think I'm dizzy. Let me take a shower. I feel stoned.
It's not like I went scuba diving. My gosh. I did bring a rubber duck, though. But no, it was different. Really? It was really different. Then I laid down for a little bit. And so I told you guys, gals, I'm laying down for a little bit. I'll get the show notes out, blah, blah, blah. So Serina starts texting me like every 5 minutes.
You said you were going to do the show notes.
I know. Everyone was doing.
So you take your phone to bed. What, you can't lay down with your phone in the bed?
No.
I mean, you can go lay down and have your phone there.
It was probably buzzing on his watch, too.
Isn't that what you do?
It's the FOMO.
It doesn't work. I never lay down during the middle of the day, and now I know why.
I wouldn't go lay down without my phone. What would geez, if 5 minutes would go by, I'd be like, where's my phone?
I tell you what, I'm only going to get 1 or 2 of these shots during each pandemic, so I'm done with it.
You're already 200 years old, so.
Yep. March 12th, 9:30, I go back for number 2. Do it again.
Ooh.
Do it again.
You mean May 12th?
March 12th, May 12th?
Oh, May 12th,
He really is
He's going to go back in time to get his second shot.
I had the first 2 letters right.
My second one is Cinco de Mayo.
Ooh, my mama's birthday.
Quesadillas afterward?
I'm just going to hope and pray that I'm not sick, because the next day, because, they give you the date and you take what you get, right? Yeah. The next day, I kind of have a lot going on at work, so I'm just going to pray that if I do have a fever, that I can just take some Tylenol and push
all you listeners out there on Cinco de Mayo, text bomb Serina. But what's really meant to be was Apple shut down a guy's Apple ID, and he lost like $25,000 he claims, and he's suing them. Kind of
as
a neat
he should,
article.
As he should.
Yeah, there was no due process for him. That's a lot of money to have spent on content to not have access to anymore.
You do not want to get
upsetting.
a Dear John letter from Tim Cook.
Oh my goodness.
I do want to know what he did, though.
What was the rationale? I was going to say,
they didn't explain.
There's nothing
in
there.
Nothing.
They said he violated the terms and conditions, the 200 pages that nobody reads. And they shut down his Apple ID. So when they do that, you can't have any access to any of the content that was purchased through that Apple ID, nor can you really use any Apple products, because you won't be able to use iMessage, or your iPhone would just be a brick.
Yeah, it'd be a brick. It'd be kind of useless without that.
You couldn't even download any apps.
And the things you paid for, that's the thing that hurts my soul, is think about all the things. I mean, I think about the 11 years I've been using the whole Apple ecosystem. How much money have I spent?
$7,000 for the credit he had, too.
Was it $7,000 or was it $7? Because I thought it said $7, which made me chuckle.
How do you have $7,000
I think
worth
it was
of credit?
No, I think it was $7. Now you can insert voiceover reading it.
Well, we'll have to see.
Apple is also up against a second-class action suit related to terminating Apple IDs. In this one, lead plaintiff Matthew Price claims he lost $24,590.05 in iTunes, the App Store, and in-app purchases, along with $7.63 in account credit, which became inaccessible when Apple terminated his account.
If anybody else has read this, give us a call at 612-367-6093.
There's a number.
And you didn't say it like Micro Machines guy or like late night request your favorite romantic song guy. It's a good job.
Pfizer is at work, folks. Pfizer is at work.
Pfizer is at work. Was you got Pfizer?
Yeah.
Mine's Moderna.
Pfizer, the 421.
I don't know what you did before you got that shot, but something... You have had the strangest reaction that I've ever seen.
I'm not. You're the first person I have to say that got a buzz from the shot. I think if more people knew, maybe this is incentive for some of those people that are on the fence.
Maybe I'm just so
you
pure.
Could get sick, but you
maybe
could
you're
get
just
a
giddy.
Buzz like Jeff.
Because it is kind of a relief in a way, it's kind of a first step kind of thing. Maybe you're just giddy.
Yeah.
Maybe your body's going, whoa.
Oh yeah, it's doing all that. Yeah.
Whoa.
I have to hang on to my arms of the chair here just to podcast today.
Oh, goodness.
Really?
Yeah, it's like crazy.
Don't get on that concept, too.
Oh, no. Jeez, he'll fall off.
I better wear a life jacket.
You go sailing.
Or the Peloton tread.
Right, or the tread.
Especially with your cats around.
You might just keep treading.
Whoa. Marlon, throw me a rope.
Wait, what did you say?
Throw me a rope.
Throw you a goat? Kind of weird, but okay. Here. Okay, here you go, Jeff.
Not a goat.
No, not the goat.
Throw me a line.
Throw
me a line.
I understand. Come here, kitty. Okay, Jeff, here it comes.
Not the cat. I didn't say feline. I said a line. Can you two swim? Another thing you can keep doing now is extend your warranty. It seems like Apple has extended their warranty now. From the sounds of it, you can just keep going.
Indefinite. I was so happy to see this finally.
How much does it cost, though, to do that?
This is for the Mac, and I think for some people, they'll want that option. You know, if you choose to do it. I just think it's nice that the option is there. Some people don't care.
30 days before it expires, you can do it.
Yeah, it's just good to have the choice, because some people hold on to their Macs, especially for a lot of years, you know. I know some people that still have Macs from 2012, 2011, 2010.
You being one of them.
Well, I do, but...
You never throw anything out, do you?
Yeah, usually we find a purpose for it, or somebody that can use it, something to do with it.
Huh.
I don't throw anything away.
You still got the chameleon, right?
I do. It's a great grocery list maker.
We could go back to episode 1,000,001 and find that you were going to find a good home for it.
You know, I was going to get rid of it, but then I find the Mantis is really on my desk. It's going to end up living between JAWS and VoiceOver, and it's just not something, I mean, I have the ability to carry it, but I don't ever see myself doing that. If I complain about the little tiny laptops, I'm not going to carry the Mantis around much. It's going to be a desktop thing, and it's 40 cells. It's perfect for the computer. You know, it's great for iOS, but for running around and traveling around and just for jotting things down in quick notes, the Chameleon, which is also the same footprint as the new Brilliant 20 cell Brilliant for anyone interested. Also as the new NLS e-reader.
Is it cheaper?
A little bit. And the software is a little different, but it's the same unit basically.
Same mold.
There's an executive products case that fits the Chameleon, fits the Brilliant 20, and it fits the new NLS e-reader, whatever that's called, that new NLS reader.
So Raqi, what did the hackers leak about the new Mac?
They're bringing back some ports. They're bringing back the SD slot. They're getting rid of the touch bar. No touch bar? I couldn't believe it. I mean, we'll see how legitimate.
I thought they already got rid of the touch bar.
Well, they did on MacBook one of them. Pro. They didn't do it on the little guy.
Yeah, not on the Pro. They did it on the Air, right? They didn't do it on the...
I don't know why they took those ports away.
I mean, we'll see. Who knows? You never know with this stuff. It's not, to me, nothing is real if it's a rumor or a leak until I see it in the Apple Store. Even in the announcements now, because of I hate to say that because I love Apple dearly and no slight on the company, but it's the Air Power and some of the things that just didn't come to fruition.
Just
even
twisting
when they
the knife
say
there.
Now I'm like, nope, I don't believe it until it's in the store.
That sore spot was just healing.
But it's okay. It's all right.
But you got something else.
There's several others to choose from. We moved on. It's in the past. They're entitled to make mistakes, but until it's in the store, it's not real to me.
But some things have just hit the store. Well, they're hitting the ordering and stuff with the spring-loaded event. Did you guys watch it last week?
I did not watch it.
What?
I did.
How did you get on this show?
I read all the articles I could. I just did not have the time to watch it. I was graduating from the AFB program at that time.
Yeah.
She was busy being...
Commitments.
I legit was. It was the exact same time.
That's awesome. Good for you.
So you didn't actually get a hold of AFB and say, Kirk Adams, please?
Excuse me.
Do you know what day it is?
I have a slight scheduling conflict. I have to watch the Apple. You notice they blocked off 2 hours for people. And
Did they take it up this time?
No, and I was thinking, well, this is great. They're going to announce all kinds of stuff. And I was hoping they would release some other stuff, and they didn't. And I thought with 2 hours they will, but they took it right to 11, and they stopped.
Why did they do that? That's annoying.
I was really
within the
bummed.
first 5-7 minutes, I thought this was going to be a quick one because the way they were just rolling through like the Apple family card,
stuff.
And then all of a sudden they quickly went into the AirTags, and and I thought, oh wow, this is abbreviated. What's going on?
Well, without the audience, they don't have to pause for dramatic effect anymore, I guess.
Can I send Trey an email about the Apple family card, Serena?
No, you may not, because that little boy does not need a way to purchase things.
on his very own iPad.
Well, you can set up an account now, and he can use your credit and get his points.
He can ruin my credit for his purchases.
But you can set up limits.
You can help him establish his little credit.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
My 7-year-old does not need credit yet. He's good.
Teach him them leadership skills. And...
I actually don't have an Apple Card, though.
Really?
Mm-mm.
You don't have the titanium ka-chink, ka-chink?
No.
Oh,
makes your wallet heavy.
Unlike Jeff over there.
I don't carry it.
Well, it's kind of fun. It's fun to sit at the table and just pull it out and drop it, and everyone looks. And so...
Oh, Lord, that's what I want to do is sit around and drop it on the
But then
table.
you drop it and can't find it.
Somebody that's across from you just snatches
But
it
with
up.
the new AirTags, you could probably label it and find it, because I think those things are really cool. I'm glad they came out. $29.
You should have just built an AirTag into it.
Well, why didn't they do it with the Apple remote that's coming out?
That is my biggest complaint about that darn remote, is that it is so easy to lose. It's so thin and so small. We always find them, but it could be an hour later.
You'll have to put an AirTag on it.
We are going to order the new remote to see how we like it. Remember, we've talked about this, how a certain someone in my family constantly has the remote upside down. Because he doesn't like the touch part of it. It's depending on which generation, it's not as responsive. Like we have the very first one that had that. And that remote's not as responsive as like the 4K remote that we have. But this other one, I like that it's going to be reminiscent of the trackpad on like the old iPods. Because I really like that. That was really, really responsive. And then if you don't want to, then you can still push the buttons on it too. So
right,
the fingerprint series on the side.
Absolutely. If you can control other devices with it too and stuff. I thought that was pretty cool.
I don't know why they didn't put the A1 chip in there, because then you could find it. You know,
I would love to be able to push a button and find it.
Can you imagine have it just beep?
Yeah.
Maybe it's doable and they're just not telling us.
No, I think it's because they want you to strap an AirTag to it.
AirTag. Actually, that'll be the next remote. That'll be the one that comes out. That'll be remote
in
10
years.
That comes out in 2022. But
they haven't updated that remote other than adding a ring to one of the buttons to make it easier to tell which way was up and which way was down. Since they, I mean, gosh, the fourth generation on, when did those start coming out? Like 5-6 years ago?
With the touchpad thing?
Yeah. It's the shape of a tongue depressor. Yeah.
I've never mind. I'm the only one I know who does not mind that remote. But
I don't mind it
either.
Spot. I just don't like it.
I don't like the travel on the screen. I don't like traveling from A to Z, space, and delete from left to right.
Oh yeah,
that's
the OS. Even with the new remote, it's still going to happen because the letters are just in a straight line.
Well, yeah, duh. I mean, that's just why not put it in a circle, make us run round and round.
So if you use the remote, and the hardest thing for me is because you can do it from the iPhone too. So that makes it really hard to get excited about the remote because I usually have the iPhone there. If I lose the remote, I always know where the phone is.
I'm not that excited about the remote. I am a little bit, but I think the AirTags was the biggest draw from the whole event. I mean, using the ultra wideband
either.
Find My, And I checked last night, and this was Monday, and they're already out to May 6th to May 11th for delivery. I'm glad we got our orders in early, folks.
Wilma, my love. You know we've been together for about 10 years now, and I always wanted to say this to you, but I've never had cause to say it. But now, I can wait no longer. It's finally here. I can finally tell you, Wilma, my love, Apple has just announced AirTags.
Did you happen to notice the little article going around about the Hermes accessories for the AirTags? And they say, just in case you need that luggage tag or that keychain to hold your AirTag, it's like between $300 and $450 just for the holder to hold your $30 AirTag.
It's the brand. It's because of the brand. It's just like, don't they make the Apple Watch bands too that are super expensive?
They make some. But I think I was looking for the article, Jeff, to send you. And of course, I saw it this morning when I was drinking the first cup of coffee and hadn't gone tracking it down again, but I saw a whole line of accessories that are already out for AirTags that are third party So people have been waiting and ready and waiting, apparently.
Well, and you can change the battery in it too. Unlike Tile, Apple said that you'll be able to change your own battery in the AirTags when the battery dies. So that's a huge piece too.
Well, yeah, and Samsung has the Galaxy Plus, and they just have the regular tag for $30 and $40. So it falls right into that thing. But, you know, for $40 with the ultra-wideband type of technology, I'd just stick with the Apple one. Oh, yeah, $99.
For sure. It's a no-brainer.
And if you have your phone and you're walking towards it, it says haptics will help tell you kind of the hot, cold, warm, you know?
Yeah.
You getting closer? Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if you lose it like down the street somewhere and someone else that comes by with Find My, it'll register it, and then it'll send you a signal that it's been spotted here with their GPS stuff. And so this network, I'd like to see a big screen at Apple headquarters, you know.
See all the dots.
All the dots, like,
crazy.
Where is everything? You know, these are in planes flying. These are, you know, be kind of cool.
I might get some. I didn't even think about it. We have a trip planned for June to go visit my parents, and we have some pretty distinct looking suitcases, but it would be nice if something weird happened, or we could just play a sound or something.
Serina, can you refresh our listeners what a trip is?
Oh gosh, it's this thing where you go online and book random plane tickets and pack a thing called a suitcase and leave your house, not just the house, the whole state, in the air.
This is great stories.
I know.
Was that back in the day?
It feels that way. Somebody was saying, like, when you know the virus first hit, there was always things that people would do, like maybe through the Great Depression, where they'd like, why does Grandma do that? Oh, don't worry, you know, she survived the Great Depression. Like, we're gonna be people that, you know, why are you wiping down your water bottle? Well,
why do you keep washing the doorknobs? And
why do you make
everything?
clothing out of flour sacks?
Oh, Jeff, you always just make it so easy for us to, it's just too easy.
What? You never seen flour sack made into like a towel?
I don't think that's why they did it.
The Coat of Many Colors by Dolly Parton. Should we recite that?
Jeff, what have you taken today?
You're talking about the Depression, the stuff where people actually recycled stuff. Like if you got flour in a sack, you would use that for
however they could use it. Yeah.
They'd repurpose everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't believe in recycling because everything was usable.
You had to use it. Yeah.
Well, it's just like there's a meme that I will just never forget. It's
I think you just forgot.
What is this? Donald Glover. So there's two pictures on it. The first one, it's like he's like in this blue blazer and like looks all professional, clean shaven, has a cup of coffee in his hand, and he's like, 2020, best year ever. Like, it's New Year's Eve, 2019, you know? And then it's like 3 months later, and it's the This Is America video where he's literally like half naked, like with a rifle, walking back and forth guarding toilet paper. It's like,
oh my God,
so accurate. Like,
and
that's a clip from his video. Like,
wow,
it 2 months, and that's what it came to.
It's true though.
So true.
Wow. God.
We got a taste of what it's like to go to the store and have, you know, those household products, paper products and stuff all empty. That was odd. That was weird. That was something that
really surreal.
Yes. Or stalking Amazon.
Because he didn't know if they were coming back.
Yeah.
He didn't know if they were going to. That was the worst thing. It wasn't so big of a deal if they said, hey, there's a shortage. And they kept trying to say, don't hoard. We'll stock more. It'll be back. But nobody really knew for sure when. And he didn't know if it was ever going to end or if there was just going to be pandemonium like this forever. And the stores were empty and the streets were empty. It was kind of surreal.
Everybody's got like 7 piles of toilet paper rolls.
I was just going to say that, Jeff. Like,
no one's buying anything.
I remember so vividly, like last year, my husband was like, I scored us some toilet paper on Amazon. I ordered us 2 cases of it. And I'm like, cool, sweet. But then the toilet paper came in and it's like, well, I'm glad we have toilet paper, but this is not the brand we normally buy. And I do not like this toilet paper. Like, I absolutely hate it. We have a whole box of it still out in the garage. Like, it's like our emergency toilet paper, you know?
That's funny.
Wow.
That's funny.
So what do you think about the new Imacs? I'm not really in favor. I think for me, what they are is just household typical Imacs that are going to go out there and populate the world, all these colors and stuff. It's just...
What colors are they?
Oh my gosh, you had to ask.
The new Imacs comes in blue, green, silver, yellow, orange, purple.
Is there a pink one?
Pink.
It's really cool because it's front and back colored. The whole stand is colored. Even the cord is color matched, and you can get the accessories to color match.
Oh, this is aesthetics right
This
here.
is like Barbie.
But that's how they used to be, though. Do you guys remember the old school ones from early 2000s? They were always all those cool colors.
This is a Mac for the house.
We're going back. And something that wasn't announced on the show, but they got some matching wristbands, like the sports and the Nike blue and there's a green.
The spring colors.
Oh, because spring.
All the spring colors. Oh.
The watch bands come in tamales blue, pistachio, cantaloupe, electric orange, Capri blue, sea salt, and chalk white. Why are we whispering?
Speaking of colors.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of colors, is anybody tempted to trade in their iPhone 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max for the purple version?
No.
I couldn't figure out why, of all things, now they would introduce the purple. If it was just that they got the opportunity to make it and it would bring in a little more money, and so let's do it.
I think it's sales.
And people will buy it.
And not everyone's on that cycle that we are, where we are intentionally waiting for that new one. Some people just buy the phone when they buy the phone. They don't care if it's the day before the new one releases.
Yeah.
So
it's
that could
weird,
be that.
A color. Like, they didn't wait for WWDC, or they just, you got the ability to make the color, so they just decided, hey, let's release the new color.
So if you're tired of that iPhone 4S, now might be the time to
4S.
take the jump.
Man. If it even still works. But I'm thinking of the red version.
But that was for charity, right?
Isn't this about the time that would normally come out? But they always release it at an off cycle time. So I saw someone on Facebook posted, and it's someone that just bought like a brand new phone, and they're like, I'm considering getting the purple one. It's like, all right.
That's cool.
Everything was about the sharpness of the color. You got the 4K, 4.5K. You got the crystal. Everything is about the colors and all that stuff. And I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, how about brighter audio or sharper audio? They did mention that they have better microphones and better speakers coming with it too, but you never get to sample that. We're not being able to go in and touch keyboards like the Magic Keyboard. Now there's 3 Magic Keyboards. Isn't that something?
So how do you know which one you
And they
want?
work with all of the iPad Pros apparently.
Well, the M1, if you have the M1, then the fingerprint thing will work. But then there's an emoji button. You can hit a button for the emojis and a power.
Well, most keyboards already have that, though.
Yeah, they have that.
Yeah, but now they get different price points. They got 3 levels of Magic Keyboards.
That's exciting.
Well, when's the last time they refreshed them? I mean, have they really ever?
They never had one with the fingerprint, and they never had one with the power. Yeah, so this is interesting. It's nice. It's just another level of... I want that, but mine works perfectly well. I mean, I got to watch. My computer comes on. What would I have to use a fingerprint for? A purchase on my Mac? I purchase on my phone probably more so than my Mac, Well,
I think... and
it's for the iPad, though, right?
It would probably unlock it. I bet it would unlock your iMac, though. So you wouldn't have to type in your password.
Right, but my watch does that.
My watch does that.
Oh, okay.
When you get close, our watches will just unlock it. But I wondered, like, for the iPad, where you need Face ID, maybe you're not in a place where you can do that, or you need to sign in or something, and you don't want to have to, although it is a keyboard, so the ideal thing would be that there you could type.
Oh, there's certain things if you want to update, like an update comes in and that you're sitting there. My watch won't do that. My watch will tap, and I can tap it, but it'd be easier just reach over and do your fingerprint. So there are advantages to it, but I'm not going to get rid of a perfect good Magic Keyboard that I do have just to upgrade to that. 2 weeks from now, I'll do it.
No, you'll be like, so, by the way. No, but I am curious. You recently bought a new iMac. Mm-hmm. Had you waited, for this spring-loaded event?
No.
Which one would you have gotten?
That's what I asked him too.
No, because I threw an extra 64 gigabytes of RAM into this, so I'm running 72 RAM.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Got the i7. But I did a third party. I bought mine with 8 gigabytes of RAM because if you buy that type of stuff through Apple, it's like extortionate. It really is. Mm-hmm. I got it for a third of the price by doing it third party. And so I got that. Now, that's why I'm saying the M1 that's in these new ones, the 24-inch, they kind of like skipped the 21. I don't know if they're going to have the 21 anymore. Probably not. So now it's all 24, and that's the new normal, I guess. But they still didn't talk about, the 27, which you'll find. 27, man. Yeah, which you'll find more in a studio type atmosphere or businesses that, that crunch a lot of audio video type of work. They're either using the Mac Pro or what we call the iMac Pro and then the iMac. So I don't know if they discontinued. I believe they discontinued the iMac Pro now in January. So what's the next iteration? What's the big beast going to be for these people that are working with a lot of data, like in, audio, video type of work? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that next. Is it the M1X, M1, M2? I don't know. But I think they maxed out what the M1's going to be used for because they started out small and now they brought it to everything up to the 24. But looking at they don't have the black and they don't have the silver, it doesn't seem like they meant for it for businesses or corporations that are going to buy,
That's true, because they wouldn't be buying those different colors.
Right. So I'm kind of waiting for the next shoe to drop here or the next apple to fall from the tree. Which
probably would be November-ish at the earliest, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Well, what do we got?
For Imacs.
June 7th, we got the WWDC.
But they don't usually do products there.
It won't be WWDC. That'll be all about software and iPhones.
And then fall will be the new hardware for phones and maybe Apple Watches. So the earliest you're looking at is probably November.
Fall or winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holiday time.
But I'm in no hurry because my machine's going to be working for me for a while. I'm going to watch this stuff. They'll only let you trade in a computer right now up to $1,500. I mean, if you're sitting with a computer right now and you want to trade in and get the 24-inch, the maximum, and I don't even know what that'll be, the maximum they'll give you is $1,500 towards it. So
that was probably a $3,000 setup in the first place.
Yeah. I'm not anxious yet. I have Twitter on mine because I'm running the beta and stuff like that. Not the beta on my Mac, but I'm running Big Sur. And I use Twitter on here, but it's a little iffy. It's getting better. This is where you have the app for Twitter on your phone, and I can use it on the Mac a little bit now, so that's interesting. So are they going to start, with the M1 being in all these, are developers going to start doing it more? Wouldn't it be cool to use Facebook on a computer? Anybody ever do that?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, but it's just not the same experience as on your phone. It's so much easier on your phone.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
but you can't but if you run like a Facebook page, like Jeff, as you know, you can't do everything from you. It's just you just can't.
You have to get on there.
You have to go to the
once in a while.
desktop site to do a lot of advanced features.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's a huge difference in a sense if you're running a group or if you're running a page and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Although, what if you say request desktop website? Will it
it's
let
too
you do
clunky.
it?
You can, but it's way too busy.
Yeah.
Because there's certain features in groups you can only do on the desktop. You
Yeah.
can welcome new members and do this fancy post, and you can't do that from your phone.
And sometimes if you click something, it brings you right back to the app.
Yeah, or it'll go back to the mobile version.
Yeah. So I'm looking up on top at the address, and if I see that M there, I'm like,
Yeah, no, then it grabbed the mobile site.
Do you guys sign in? Sometimes you get a link and you go and you realize you're on Facebook, but it says you have to sign in. Like you like something, it says, oh, you have to sign in. I don't like signing in.
I'm too lazy sometimes.
Yeah, so
I'm like, I guess I didn't need to do it that bad.
No.
And then randomly, sometimes you can touch up on top, open app, and it'll do it.
Yeah. But it's not consistent where it appears on the screen because it used to be that I would always look at the top, but now sometimes it's all the way at the very bottom.
Yeah.
And another thing is, if it sends me there, then it says, do you want to open this up in Chrome? Or do you want to, it says the browsers, and I want to do it in the one I have installed. And then I go there, and it opens up to just my homepage. It's like, it forgot.
So it didn't even lead you where you were.
So it doesn't even take you to the right page. I've seen that with I just had that happen today. It drove me crazy. I clicked on something different and it opened the last page.
I get frustrated with that.
I had loaded. Didn't even load it.
And it seems like it centers around Facebook lately. Facebook to me is like,
It's getting broken more and more.
But it's not consistently broken. It's just fractured all over the place.
Hey, at least we should feel good, though. People who can see and other Facebook page managers and stuff, they are just as upset with Facebook. Apparently they're just breaking stuff left and right, like making... if you had admins in your group, it's downgrading them to moderators, and then you can't do anything because nobody's an admin. Like, just weird things are going on.
And right when we started this, I got a notice from Facebook that they are bringing podcasts to Facebook, and they're bringing audio rooms to Facebook, to kind of the Clubhouse thing. Then they're going to have a little device so you can record and stuff. So this audio only thing is like hot fire across all the big players out there. Twitter Spaces, has anyone experienced anything with that?
I can't figure out how to do Twitter Spaces. I keep getting this notification that says I can, but I can't find it anywhere. But I will say that...
On your computer, right?
Oh, no, I think you can do it from your phone.
You can do it through the main Twitter app. You can't use like Twitterific or anything to do it, I don't think, but you can do it through the main Twitter.
I will say that Clubhouse has been awesome, but they've got to figure out this notification thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's so frustrating because I want to turn it to infrequent, but there's still things I would like to be able to not miss rooms that would interest me. But I woke up the other day and I had 30 notifications and 20
Delete
of them
all.
were from Clubhouse.
Remove all.
So frustrating.
I had to turn it to none, and I don't see hardly anything unless I open the app. And it's really depressing because I know there's a lot of good stuff I'm missing.
Yeah, it's the hard part.
It spams me all day at work, and I just can't do it, man.
And you think it's important stuff. And then the thing, it probably wouldn't be so spammy if they could figure out. So what happens is okay, it'll be like, Jeff Thompson started a room about blah, blah, blah. Tap to join them. And I'm like, no, that's okay. Well, then maybe somebody else that joined, Jeff.
The same room.
And then it'll send you the notification again, and then again, and again. And it's like, and then somebody pinged you, and you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. If I get a notification for a room, that's all I want. I don't want a notification from every person that I follow or that follows me, blah, blah, blah.
Just once is enough.
Yeah.
If they could take Facebook's notification algorithm and figure that out, that would be awesome.
Set it to infrequent, and then you'll only.
I have it on infrequent.
I have it. It seems like you crack that door and it just piles through.
Infrequent. There's no difference between infrequent and normal. There's no. And then if you go to. It
doesn't ever tell me. It doesn't ever. The only thing it tells me is if I'm pinged by somebody.
There's I have it on infrequent. If you put it on very infrequent, that does make a difference.
Very infrequent. That's the one.
But then you see nothing.
Yeah.
And it's
yes, you're right. There's no middle. There's no middle ground. Just show me the people I follow, or just show me the clubs that I follow. There's no way to set those incrementally at all. It'd be cool if you could say, just show me my clubs or whatever.
I thought they had some algorithm going, but what I did is I went into my interests and brought it down to 3. I was up to 13, 14, whatever it was.
It doesn't help.
Well, I brought it down to 3. But I left my people I follow all there. And after a week, my hallway was very slim. I mean, it really did the hallway down. However, once the algorithm realized that I wasn't in those interests and it picked up what I was doing, now my hallway is full, but it's all full of the people I follow, which makes me wonder. Raqi and I were talking one time, it'd be nice to get another phone and just start fresh and just be ambiguous. Just be someone incognito.
Just to go in and look from scratch again, right? Because we did it the way we did it.
Out of necessity, almost.
I added 60 interests because I had a really boring hallway. So I went and added a ton of interests thinking, okay, let me see generic stuff that I don't know anything about and let me pick and choose. And hopefully the algorithm will figure out what kinds of things I like and I'll find clubs this way. And I did, but it got a little insane, and I would love to start over with a clean slate sometimes.
And we don't have any bad vibes towards the people we do follow. We meant to do that.
Yeah, no, it's not about the followers. It's more about about getting the right algorithm set up. Yeah, from the start. It's not the
some people, I will say, I don't know how. I'm just gonna be blunt. I see rooms all day, every day from people. I'm like, how do you have the time to be on here all day?
All the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm on there and it's just background, and sometimes I do want to speak, but you're not going to see me there 8 hours with different rooms all day. Like,
No.
that's a commitment. Because you can get in a good room in Clubhouse and all of a sudden you've been there for 4 hours. You got to be careful.
I was on my vaccination high this afternoon, and I had this one going on, and I just had it going on, and someone contacted me and said, hey, I ran into you in that one room, and I'm trying to think of what room. That room that I had a podcast.
You just had it in the background.
But, I'm busy editing, busy doing something, and it's just like having a radio on, and that's what it's like. That's what some of the, and it has nothing to do with blindness related stuff. It's just some interesting conversations going on, and that's what's really neat about Clubhouse. That's what I like about it now. I've kind of tried to fade away from all the blindness stuff that's on there.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
Because that's what you keep getting the notifications about. It's just...
Yeah.
I think if I follow more people from the big rooms, I like to listen while I'm doing a lot of other stuff. And I don't like that in smaller rooms because people are going to want to chat.
They try to call you up.
Sometimes I can, but a lot of the time, if there's only 7 or 8 people, we're going to start talking. And sometimes I'm not in a place to do that, but I'm doing other stuff around the house. And so if there's, 600 people in the room and it's a really interesting conversation, I'm happy to just listen to them. Sometimes, like Jeff said, 3 or 4 hours have gone by, but it's in the background, right? I'm just kind of riveted by watching the dialogue and watching what people have to say and the different opinions. And those are some of the people I've discovered that I need to follow, the people that pop out of rooms that I just find really interesting for no other reason than that I find them interesting. Those are the people that I sort of want to stalk a little bit because that's where those conversations emanate from. My followers are my friends, but I already know what those conversations are going to be like because they're a known entity. I'm sort of intrigued with the new stuff that is completely outside of what I do every day, just conversation about stuff.
I will say that Clubhouse is the biggest place to grow your following without even really doing anything.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't even been on there, like, every day. Every day I go on there, like, when I do go on there, and I don't go on there every day, what I mean is, like, when I happen to remember to go just check out my notifications that are actually relevant, I'll see new followers, and I haven't done anything. Like, I will say that whatever their discovery algorithm is, it is surfacing people that must find you somewhat interesting or they wouldn't hit that follow button,
One of the things you can do is use an emoji in your profile.
Your profile, yeah.
Oh, your profile, yeah. It'll scour your profile.
Yeah, go in. My suggestion to anybody is to go into your profile and put in the keywords that you would search for, because when you do a search for something or someone or a club or something, it actually looks into the profile too.
Yeah.
So if you have like a person with cane or a microphone or some other emoji or something like that, people can type in an emoji and just search that way for people that have that common interest. And that's what I think it's really cool. But the other thing is, if you go into the hallway, sometimes listen to the whole name, because it'll say the name of the room, but then it'll say the club after it. And so you'll find out what it is, because I got stuck in this room. I didn't get stuck in the room. I was listening to the room for like 30 minutes. I was doing something else, but it was going on. I think it was cooking. And I finally said, what is this room? It's just women talking. Well, it's KISS. It's Keep It Simple, Sister.
You were having fun.
No, I was listening because they were talking logical stuff, just stuff around the house or stuff, organizing, all sorts of, I don't know, I'm domesticated quite a bit, but it was just interesting stuff, like linen closet battles, I mean.
Oh, mine is overflowing as it is. Right? I hate linen closets.
I know. Such a pain.
I mean, if something strikes your interest, you just listen to it. It's like finding a good radio station or something. And that's what I use Clubhouse for. Every once in a while, I get into a room where some old friends are talking about stuff. And it's just kind of cool to chill for a little bit. But you got to do it on your time. Don't let it run you at all. Shut off your notifications.
You can't predict it. You got to just live in the moment, sort of, out of the blue will pop up some of the greatest conversations when you least expect them. But if you kind of go out there looking for stuff, sometimes it's like, oh my God, can we talk about anything other than, the billionaire's breakfast and the NFTs and
my gosh, mine is cluttered with that stuff.
It's just, that's interesting sometimes, but it's like, can we have something else? Somebody else has got to be awake at this crazy odd time of the night, right? So it's the algorithm is weird.
There was a room
could do better
today breeding NFT horses. What does that mean?
I still don't know. Well, I still don't fully know what an NFT is. I know it's something similar to cryptocurrency, but I still don't. I looked it up and the definition confused me. Transfer, I don't know.
Yeah, what it is like, say a tennis player spit into his Kleenex and threw it off to the side.
That's disgusting.
There it is. That thing's for sale right now.
But doesn't it like destroy? Like, because I thought that there was some stuff that like it destroyed after. Because like the very first like art collection, like there was an art collection where somebody paid like $1 million for it and then it shredded.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that he had it built into it that as soon as the price was sold, it actually dropped down into the bottom tray where a shredder was mounted into the frame.
Why? Like, why would somebody pay for that?
Oh.
But they probably didn't have to pay for it after the painting was shredded.
No, they knew that was going to happen. Like. That's why I don't understand.
What, because of its age or what?
No, the guy painted this painting. It's a painting, and as soon as the sold was done, it actually activated the frame, and in the frame was a shredder mechanism built into it, and the canvas just released and went down, and you heard this, and it was gone.
It was an artist that starts with a B, like.
Yeah.
Banky or.
It's a famous thing, and I'm sure the video of that is all the person has.
But it's the weirdest thing. Yeah, I don't, and they knew, it wasn't like they didn't know that was going to happen, Raqi, like, it was known. Like, that's kind of what NFT sounds like to me, like, I don't understand it.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It's like a freaky Bitcoin thing, I don't know what it is, it's just odd. And you go into some of them rooms, I don't go into them, but I peeked in one time and there was like 230, 300 people.
Yeah, it's a popular thing.
Yeah, sometimes I just get intrigued with trying to understand the things I don't understand, so I like to watch people.
Mm-hmm.
And Clubhouse is a really good place to people watch. I did this with real estate agents a lot too, and I'm trying to learn a little bit about the real estate environment, and the best way to do that is to watch them talk to each other about what kinds of information they offer clients and how they get, clients and what kinds of things they do. And I think Clubhouse is a great wealth of information, but there's a lot of stuff to weed through too. And I wish it was easier. Either you could search for clubs, maybe that would be a little better, or you can't actively search for active rooms. You can just search clubs and people.
Yeah.
And I wish you could see a little more real time, like what's going on.
A daily schedule.
Even to search by topics that are trending. Yeah. Or search for a topic, search for a keyword and have it, if it's trending in the title of a room, it could scour those room titles.
Mm-hmm. Because I'd love to get into like following people that would have recapped live the Apple event yesterday, like had a room like that. But none of that stuff ever populates in my room, and I don't know who to look for.
But then again, okay, you're recapping it live. You're trying to listen to it because you're interested in someone's talking about blah.
Like after.
Yeah,
well, yeah, there were some that did it.
Later,
a lot of people were talking about it later, but the thing is, we're wasting more time on Clubhouse than we should, but we all get caught up in the topics on there, and that's what happened to me. Once in a while, all of a sudden, what am I doing? I'm sitting in a room.
It's addicting, that's why.
Yeah, it's like you're in a tree fort in the neighborhood, with friends. It's just kind of cool. There went 15 minutes I won't get back,
15 minutes?
That's nothing.
It probably was 50.
But in terms of background, so here's the thing, right, that I noticed. Like, you listen to a lot of podcasts, I know, Jeff, and I have a few too that I'm pretty committed to. Only a few. I bring down way too many. I don't find that I keep up with all of them very well. Clubhouse is kind of the same thing, only the conversation is live. So I guess if you wanted to participate, you could. But there's something really compelling about the fact that I think it's happening right there. I don't know why it's different from watching a stream.
Because you can contribute. That's the difference.
Maybe that's the difference.
I was talking to someone about this. Absolutely. They don't like when companies go on to Clubhouse and have events because there's no trace of it afterwards. It's like that picture that disappeared into the frame, Serina.
Mm-hmm.
If they're talking about, let's take Jaws. If they're talking about Jaws. Matt Ader comes on and they talk about the stuff. There's some good information. There might be 9 things you don't want to hear, but there might be 2 things you're going to use. But it disappears.
Well, they're using these new things, though. What is it? ch.chat?
Mm-hmm.
Where you can...
And then there's a code for each time you send.
Yeah, there's like a number that you would put with
1260
it. And
or
you
something.
can leave the links and discussion, and it's a text sister app to it, I guess, but it's not convenient to use while you're on Clubhouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then if you go to it, it's just a bunch of lines of someone probably
plain text almost.
Yeah, they just kind of typed out the question or a link and stuff, and then they go. So there's a record kind of what happened there, but someone is typing that. Someone up in the was one of the admins.
Someone has to type it.
Anyone can actually contribute to it. It's like an open thing.
Yeah, so it is kind of neat. They don't have the direct messaging, that type of thing at all. There's no, some people are recording this stuff and putting it out there, so that's a track record. But, it's interesting that some people are using Clubhouse, but I think there's a lot of people that are not using Clubhouse, and they hear that the information is there, but they weren't able to make that, it's just that scheduling, things pop up unless someone puts it into a Twitter, and then you follow that page to find out when it's happening. So there's a void in scheduling and notification. Like if something's coming up in 5 days that you want to see, unless you got a notification, an email or some type of thing, you won't find it out on Clubhouse until a half hour beforehand.
Go look it up.
That's why, I had scheduled one, this was a month ago, and I created a Facebook event for it, so that it was there, and then it would remind people, and then the link to the Clubhouse was there in the Facebook event. Mm-hmm. That worked really well.
That's smart, though, because it doesn't have a good calendar feature beyond, that hour or whatever. Especially if they're going to come up.
Although on Sunday night, they just came out with some more updates that does address a little bit of the scheduling, especially when people go to your club page, that they'll see anything that you have scheduled. So they are addressing it slowly but surely, and I'm sure the algorithm's going to improve according to the latest news. So if you got the update, just go into what's new, and you can find that in your settings.
I would love to see even certain events be archivable for a time, so that maybe if you missed it within 24 hours, you could go back and look at your clubs and see.
That would be nice.
Maybe that's asking for too much over the top. I don't know how feasible that would be. It would probably be a lot of bandwidth, but it would be sort of cool if you miss something and you think, well, geez, I wish I could have been here, but I was working then, or I was asleep then. You could go back and...
It can't be more bandwidth than YouTube, though. I mean...
No, it's audio. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's audio, and it would self-destruct it'd all turn over.
As for monetizing it, it'd be like if you own a club and you want to do that, you want to make it available to people, that would probably be a feature,
Yeah, you could pay for it.
I want to pay for 7 days of archival so that people that missed the talk on such and what will have a period of time to go up and listen to it. I think that would be I would pay for that as a club owner.
Or if you want to have a trailer, so someone checks out your club, they hit a button and it says,
"What's coming?
Hi, my name is Jeff Thompson. Blah 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 blah."
There's that voice again.
Hi, my name is Jeff Thompson. Coming up on Blind Abilities in the next 2 months, you'll find some exciting. What's the number, Jeff?
612-367-6093.
What's coming up next on the Top 10 at 10, Jeff?
The Top 10 at 10. We got something for you, Cynthia, out there in Nova Scotia. And Janelle, we got something for you, too. And you, and you, and you.
And you.
Well, we have something else that we didn't even talk about these, but the new iPads.
On steroids. Those things are 2 terabyte iPad Pro. Can you imagine that?
With an M1 chip.
That's more than some laptops have.
But they bumped the price up.
When is iOS ever going to take advantage of that chip? It's just so powerful. There's so much power in there.
I was surprised at the price of it at first. What was it, $16.99? Is that right?
Oh, for the larger one?
Big one.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's all about that, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. No.
I mean, if
I were going to buy one, I'd buy the small one. Actually, I was sad that the mini didn't come out. I would have bought it the same day if it had, but they didn't release it.
I have a feeling that the mini is going to get discontinued.
I do too, and I'm so sad.
Because they've got the Air, they've got these 2 different versions of the Pro, and then they have the regular iPad.
The 4 speakers on the Pro, once you use the Pro for a little while, especially me, I love to use the iPad in landscape mode, and when I use the Pro.
The Air has the 4 speakers, though.
You could never go back once you have the 4 speakers and you try to go back to a unit with 2 speakers and all the audio's on one side. It's just awful.
And I think that's why they did that with the Air. Because the Air is like that. Dude, the Air, honestly, if you just glanced at it, you would think it was a Pro.
Well, if you take a look at the Pro from last year, $1699, right? Now it's jumped up to $19.99
for the highest end.
But now the highest end at the same size, the terabyte, is $19.99. But if you get the 2 terabyte, you're up to $23.99. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what can you buy for $23?
For an iPad.
You can get a nice iMac. Or you used to be, or a
really nice MacBook
Pro.
Pro.
Nice MacBook Pro.
But they don't make the MacBook Pro.
MacBook Pro 13.
Oh, it's
with
tiny.
The Apple M1 chip.
It's so small.
Why do you guys say that? It is not small. It's a 13.
That's small.
It's too big.
I don't like anything less than the 15.6.
I would
I'm
never
just weird.
carry, if it's anything bigger than 13, I would never have it anymore. It's just too big. I might as well carry it. But you like the number pad, huh? So you want the bigger.
I have to have it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
a deal breaker for me.
To have the bigger keyboard. If you want that, then you almost need it bigger.
Yeah. So that it's not squished.
Gotcha. No, that makes sense. See, I used to be more upset that I didn't have the 6-pack. I was okay giving up the number pad because I use laptop mode. I can get rid of
the 6-pack not being there doesn't bother me because I have alternative ways of doing everything.
I had to use the arrows and I was fine with that, but it took a little getting used to. Whereas using the caps lock as a modifier and just using the number pad in laptop mode. Once I started doing that, I even use desktop keyboards that way now. I don't ever use the number pad anymore. My hands just I don't ever have to move them.
Yeah, there's no 6-pack on my current laptop right now.
Yeah.
But the only key I used there was the insert button, and the insert button is still there. It's just in a different spot.
It bugged me not to have, I got used to it. But a lot of laptops, when if I had to make all that extra space for the number pad, I wanted a 6-pack too. The MacBook itself, remember, was the 12-inch, and if they would bring that back, I'd sing hallelujah. That's what I really want, is a tiny one. I'm not into this big screen stuff. I'm going to shut it off anyway. All it does is keeps dust out of my keyboard, so I don't want to power it if I don't have to.
Spring loaded. Another thing they mentioned was the podcast. Now they'll be able to monetize, so your popular ones will have now you can get all our secret goodies and stuff.
So they're trying to take down Patreon.
It's like Patreon for Apple Podcasts.
But they're going to take 30% of all of those subscriptions.
That's why they switched the name from subscribe to follow. So now there'll be a difference because they did that on Twitch. They did that on other platforms too. It's interesting. They never thought they'd monetize podcasting. They just thought it was a neat thing to have. Do they need to? I don't know. But I think they're doing it for the big players. I'm sure some people are going to try it to see if people want to buy the bloopers or something like that. But yeah.
Don't think for a minute that Apple won't make a good sizable chunk of money on that 30% either.
For the first year, 30% and then 15% the next year.
This is a company that they won't turn down a way to monetize anything. That's why they're making the big bucks. So it makes sense in a way. It just, it seems like a lot, but I think there are people that'll pay it.
Well, it's interesting too because they released, I think it was last week, how much the companies pay when you stream like a song, like on Apple Music or Spotify. And it sounds god awful, but Apple Music pays a penny per stream, but Spotify pays half a penny per stream. But apparently most people make more money on Spotify because more people have Spotify.
Sure.
So it's interesting.
I find it interesting with Spotify, with going into the podcast realm a little bit.
There's exclusive ones there now.
And they're going to know so much about you. I mean, when you think about the data that they're going to be able to have just based on, who you are and where you are and what you listened to and when you listened and how often and how long and what your location was when you did it. I mean, think of all the data that Spotify has on you just by virtue of, what you listen to and how long you listen to it and how often. And it's interesting.
And I've never been a fan of the Spotify app personally because it didn't take, and I haven't been in it in probably 2 years now. But the last time that we actually were subscribers, way before Apple Music launched, and even when I tried to use like the free versions and stuff, they don't take advantage of the actions menu to do things like playing and maybe adding a song or the long press to do different things like you can in Apple Music. There's all these extra buttons after everything.
I'm really shocked at all the apps out there that don't take advantage of the actions. The other thing that I noticed with Apple that I'm kind of upset about is every time you do something, it pops off the actions, and all of a sudden you're back on something, and you got to like do your rotor to the left or something to get back to actions.
Yeah, it's not It's not.
It doesn't default to that.
Oh yeah.
Well, sometimes you don't want it to default to the actions. Like you switched it to headings, and then it switches itself back to actions.
Yeah, especially if you're going by word or something, and then you go, then you read a little bit, and then you hit it again, and it's like, wait, what?
Now you're a whole different part of the screen.
Yeah, so you gotta.
It stays where you leave it.
Yeah.
They need to fix the Apple Music app significantly still. Like it doesn't scroll the way it's supposed to when you try to go by heading and things like that. It's pretty frustrating. I'm
running 14.5 right now on my phone, but I don't have the beta stuff going on my watch. So I can't really do the mask on, open my phone. But, it's really easy to turn it on. You can go into your settings on your iPhone and go to Face ID and passcode and then unlock with Apple Watch. So if you have an Apple Watch and that's kind of cool. But by the time this all comes to fruition, we're still going to be wearing masks, and it's going to be nice because every time I get in an Uber, it's like you just want to pull down your mask to unlock your phone instead of typing in your code and stuff like that. So how many times are you people typing in your code nowadays, even though you have Face ID, but you're wearing a mask?
Well, I don't go anywhere, so I haven't been in a rideshare in probably 2 years now.
Wow, and you're going on a trip.
It's been a long time.
A trip?
No, we're visiting my parents, though, so even then we won't be in a rideshare. And we'll just drive to the airport here. The parking's pretty cheap at our airport, so.
It's interesting the changes that we're adjusting to in this new normal. I found it was on Clubhouse. I ran into this one room, and it was like, and they're talking about kitchen electrics, like your air fryers and stuff like that, accessible stuff. All text. Small kitchen electrics. The reason it's all text is they don't want people to put videos up or pictures up and stuff. They want it all text so people describe what it is. It's geared towards the blind and visually impaired. I thought it was really cool. You can go there. They share recipes. How they label some of those gadgets. It was an interesting time in the Clubhouse. Me sitting in there with 5 ladies and talking about this stuff. It was kind of cool.
We just bought I think it's pronounced COSORI. Or COSORI, I don't know how to say it right.
Air fryer?
Yeah, well, it's a smart oven air fryer. Like it's kind of an all-in-one, and
it has Bluetooth, huh?
Yeah, I use the app to set it. And it has tactile buttons too, so you can hit at least the start and stop button pretty easily. But I was like all annoyed with my husband because he bought this massive thing. It's like 22 cubic feet or something ridiculous. And I was like, we do not need it that big. It's the size of a toaster oven essentially. So I don't know, but it's big. You could fit probably like a chicken in there.
Big bird.
Yeah, but I love it. Like I was like, I'm so glad you actually bought this because I use it. I use it all the time. I use it to make like a pizza, and we cook for like everything. It comes out so good.
The
app is completely accessible. There's no weird buttons, nothing. It's awesome.
Look at you.
What's the app called? What's the name of the app?
The app is called like VSync. I think it works with a bunch of different third-party things.
This would be interesting.
But the air fryer is like COSORI. I'll have to text it to you. I can find the link in my Amazon thing because it's an all-in-one. Like it roasts, it toasts, it dehydrates, like everything. And I was kind of scared of it because I've never liked toaster ovens because I'm always scared I'll burn myself. But
does it slice them and slip them on a slim saucer? This
one's pretty good.
Oh no, they're neat.
Yeah.
They're neat, and if they're big enough, you can do a whole pizza in there.
Oh yeah, you can do like I just do like one of those Tostinos ones or whatever, and it barely takes up like maybe a third of the rack or whatever.
You could fit it in there.
Oh yeah, easily.
They're supposedly so it's convection. It sounds like because they're supposed to be able to air fry too, the good ones. But
this one does have an air fry, and you can tell it's a totally different sound when it's doing the air fry.
Really?
Yeah, it's got an air fry basket.
I want to buy one. I just don't know.
You would like this one. The app is amazing. It preheats so fast. That's why part of why I like it because like lunch rolls around. I'm like I feel like a pizza, but if you don't preheat your oven, that's 10-15 minutes
wait
gone.
10 minutes, yeah.
But this one it preheats probably like I'd say maybe 5 minutes, and that's getting it to like 400 degrees.
Yeah.
And then it tells you on your app, it'll be like, it's done preheating. And then it'll be like, your food's done. Enjoy. Like, it's super awesome.
Oh, yeah. Send me the link and I'll send that into the All Tech Small Kitchen Electrics Facebook group too.
Yeah, I'll find the link and text it to you guys. It's a pricier one, but it's so good.
If the app's accessible, though, I think people would like to know that.
Very accessible.
There's another Facebook group is The Blind Side of Cooking with Flo. And there they have lots of recipes and stuff. So it's really neat that they got these. I don't like going to some place where they, oh, look at that picture. And, let people take pictures of their food. And, yeah, I want that. It's neat to have that. And we have some other Facebook groups that we have. We have the Blind Villages community. And we have
career resources for the blind and visually impaired.
And we have the assistive technology community for the blind and visually impaired as well. And we'll put all the links to everything that we talked about, everything.
Have fun. Who writes those show notes there,
Pfizer.
Jeff? Huh?
Jeff Thompson, the famous guy from Friendly, Minnesota, does all that.
I will get you the link to the all-in-one. We love it. We really do.
That sounds really good. We have an air fryer. I had to label a little bit. We made some barbecue chicken today. Yeah, you just turn it on, get it to 400 degrees, 16 minutes later, boom, there you go.
It makes everything so good in it, yeah. I think you'd really like this one. Yeah, ours has a little thing so there's like a drip tray that you can either use for if you're cooking. It depends on what you're cooking. We just put it at the bottom for most things. And it has a fry basket, and then it has a rack for like pizza. Like if you were just, using it like an oven kind of thing. And
interesting.
I don't know. It's just think of your typical toaster oven size. That's the size that this is.
So that I have a tiny little toaster oven. And if you knew how old it was, it would blow your mind. It's probably older, maybe about as old as you are.
Would it blow your mind like Pfizer?
It's really, I got it in college, man. It's really frightening that I could still plug the thing in and use it. And I love it, but it's tiny. It only does I can get 4 slices of bread in there, but just barely. So I couldn't do a whole 12 or 14 inch.
So it'd be a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah. And I'm looking for something a little bigger because, I'd like to get.
And a little taller. It's definitely
like a frozen pizza in there, the size for a family, not just enough to do your toast, I
don't know if a full frozen pizza would fit in ours. Like a family size one.
Yeah.
It's not quite that big. But you could fit probably 2, like the square Tostinos pizzas.
Yeah.
You could fit 2 of those in there on the rack.
Interesting. So probably not big enough for, say, a whole chicken.
No, you could do a whole chicken, honestly, because it's tall enough.
Because that's a rack, huh?
Raqi, how hungry are you?
Do you have like a 30-pound chicken or something?
They're
not that big,
I'm not going to do a whole chicken in the convection oven anyway.
It would fit in there.
I'm just trying to get an idea, like size-wise. I'll have to go look.
It's nice.
Oh, God.
It's very tactile.
I love kitchen gadgets. This is dangerous.
I highly recommend plucking the chicken first, though, Raqi.
Really?
Just an idea.
If you do order it, Raqi, the box that it comes in, you're like, oh, God, this thing's huge.
The box is massive.
The box is massive, yeah.
They always,
so what's the footprint that it leaves on what real estate does it take up on a counter? Uh-oh.
I'm trying to, I would think it's maybe
What'd
16
you have to
to 18
remove?
inches across. We just had a toaster oven there. So we took that toaster oven and put it in the basement just for random, I don't know why we didn't just get rid of it, honestly.
If you're in need of a toaster oven, just give us a call.
No, this one's old. I was really afraid of that one because it had the little spin knob and stuff. Like the old school one where when it was done, it would tick and ring the bell. Yeah.
Mine's even older than that. Mine is so old it doesn't even have a bell. It just goes click. It has a knob, but I'm not kidding. I think I bought it in like 1987 when I went off to school.
Hey, it's a good brand, whatever brand it is.
It is. I think it's like a GE or a Black & Decker or something. It's just some.
So when you plug that thing in, do all the lights dim in the house?
No. In fact, I've had to replace the plug one time because it got hot, so I chopped it off and got one at the hardware store and put a new.
Look at you go.
Plug on.
Most people would just buy a new one.
Well, it was like $1, and then I had to just strip the insulation. It was not a big deal. It was a long time ago. And I thought, well, when it dies, I'll just throw it away, but it hasn't died, so.
It probably takes up the same amount of room, maybe a little bit bigger and taller than like a dorm microwave. Like when you think about how wide and how big, like it'd be taller than a dorm microwave, but probably about the same width.
Raqi Small Appliance Repair Shop.
I know.
Give us a call.
I don't repair
So smart.
them. I don't repair them.
You
I just put
repaired
a
the
plug on the.
plug.
It's just a plug, though. That's not
I
like-
couldn't do that.
Yes, you could too. It's just so simple. You just strip the insulation, separate the wire, and strip it.
I see a new clubhouse club coming up right now.
I didn't even
Raqi's
solder it. No, I didn't even solder it. I just
Nope.
put
I
it
would
on
have
the
been like,
terminal.
it doesn't
Yeah.
work anymore. I'm throwing it away and getting a fresh
No.
new one. Apparently, the one I ordered also works with Google and Alexa, but I didn't hook it up to that because
I would do that now, but I was a young kid in college. I was poor.
Well, I really want that link, Serena, because so many people have been looking for something like that. They all talk about the crock pots or the
the
instant
sous
pot.
vide and the instant.
Yeah, everyone keeps
pot
talking about the
and-
sous vide. I don't even know what that is. Like,
The sous vide is the Innova sous vide cooker. I think does Bluetooth also, and I believe that is pretty accessible. Somebody call in and let us know because I don't have it.
Chucky G, out of the blue, comes up with the greatest tool for the kitchen for the blind and visually impaired, and he didn't even know it.
no, he did it on purpose. He's wanted an air fryer for a while, but we were waiting to have the basement finished so we could move some other small appliances down. I mean, we were running out of space in the kitchen. So he intentionally looked for one that had an app. He was like, the apps are we'll see if the app's accessible for you, and that had like high ratings. And this one has almost a 5.0 on Amazon, and people just love it. And the app was completely accessible. There's no issues.
He did his
wow.
research. Wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
And he looked for one that had tactile buttons. So I told him, I was like, Jeff had one that has these buttons that he can't even touch. And he was like, all right. So he found one that had there's like 6. I don't think if you didn't have the app, I think it'd be very difficult to use independently because it's got 6 buttons on it, but then it has this knob that kind of spins endlessly, and the spinning changes if you're setting the type of
it's a free jog dial
versus the time. Like you have to use the app with it.
And it probably wraps around, right? So you
there's
keep wrapping.
Yeah.
You'd need IRA or something to read the screen or the
because there's so many functions on it because it has a lot of presets with it.
It's like a big jog
I just say,
dial.
yo, Chucky, what's it set at?
Give him some credit.
Set the oven. I think that's great though that he, how thoughtful is that? Like, okay, I got to make sure at least doesn't have a touch screen and completely, make it so you can't use it.
Yeah, I was impressed. And I don't know if he saw that it connected to the Google and the Alexa, and maybe that's what his thought was too. Like, hey, if the app doesn't work, at the very least, maybe she could use the assistant to do it. But he did a good job. Like, all I wanted was an air fryer, just something small and compact. And he was like, no, if we're going to get this, I want the big boy. And I'm like, he dragged me kicking and screaming into that one, but it's the best thing. We use it almost every single day.
That's awesome.
We intended to keep it in the cabinet, and it's right now kind of just always on the counter. Oh, wow. Because we use it so much.
I took all our small appliances, and we have this spare room. It's called my studio, but there's a closet, and I have a shelf in there, and I decided, I don't need all these extra, toys in here. So I started stacking neatly, putting all the small appliances in there, like
stuff
the
you use
Ninja,
every
the
once in a
food
while.
processor, the stuff, that type of stuff. Yeah. And I cleared up, but I did not take the air fryer. I didn't move that because it's just so handy, if you're going to do any type of little potato or something or just anything, boom, there you go.
Yeah, we have 3 small appliances. We have that's kind of there 90% of the time. The Keurig. My husband drinks tea, so we have like one of those the electric tea kettles, and the stand mixer. And the stand mixer is only there because it's so dang heavy to try to take in and out. Yeah, so it just stays in the corner. They're very heavy.
Mine too. I don't move it for that same reason. Yeah. And I don't use it very often. I end up hanging things on it, putting things in the bowl, setting things when I need it, but it's just too hard to pick it up and move it.
It's very heavy. Because I originally was like, I'll be able to. That's why I always wondered why they had it. All these pretty colors and stuff. I'm like, it's just a mixer, but now I get it. Like,
you get it. You're not going to move it. Either put a cover on it that's pretty.
We don't even put a cover on ours.
I don't either. I just leave it.
If there was a hook on it, you could use it as a banana rack too. Yeah. You know what I mean?
We actually have a fruit bowl that has a banana rack.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's the old treadmill of the kitchen. You know what I mean? It's multi-purpose.
Oh,
we use ours maybe once every 10 days. Because he'll make like waffle mix or pancake mix in it, or it's just
it's so
easy.
awesome when you use it.
Yeah.
But it's just not one of those things you ever want to pick up and put away. But when you need to use it, it pays for it. So I know right there.
Oh, boom, boom.
I think I got that for around, it might have been around Mother's Day last year we got that. If it wasn't last year, it was the year before. I can't remember now.
My stand mixer's old too, come to think.
They last forever if you get a good one.
Talking about small appliances, I think in episode 1012, we'll probably be talking about Serina's Peloton.
We probably will.
We'll get Serina to
so
demo
excited.
the Peloton for us to see how quiet it is, how noisy it is, how it works.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it. We'll see what happens. We won't be able to go check it out till May, so.
Serina gets sweaty.
That's cool.
I'm so close to being fully vaccinated. We'll just wait until I am, and we're doing a massive shopping trip up in Denver, so.
There you go.
Fun. Yeah, go enjoy it now while you got full immunity. As full immunity as we can have. Go out and have a blast. And
21 days, I get my second shot, so then it'll be what?
We should definitely record in 21 days again.
I think so. I think we'll have to make it a point to record and see how the second one impacted you.
I did pretty good.
If you
say that now.
Now I'll get into the editing going, whoa, wow.
Till you re-listen to it all.
Welcome to Blind Ability.
I am very nervous about the second one, though. We'll see what happens.
I am, too. I'm glad it's not just me. I really am, too.
I would almost prefer that I just didn't know the possibility of it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, if this is what I feel on the first one for the Pfizer, I don't know what to expect on the next one.
Well, I'm not somebody that gets fevers a lot. Like, I can remember once in any recent memory where I had a fever, and I stayed in bed that day. Like, I didn't feel bad. I just slept the day. But, like, I'm just, everyone's body's different. I just don't catch a lot of things that cause me to have a fever. I'll get bronchitis every year, but not fever. So it'll just be, I hope I'm not one of those ones where I'm, like, nauseous the whole time, because that's worse.
Hopefully it won't be that kind of sick. Yeah. Hopefully it'll be small.
I was really impressed because I showed up, I took the Uber there, and I showed up and I walked in, and the gal just said, hey, and I had my cane and stuff like that, and she filled it out for me and said, hey, do you want me to show you where? I said, it'd probably be better. So she brought me to the next table, verified who I was and all that stuff, got my card and stuff, and then they got me to the next station, and then it was,
smooth.
Got me to, and they gave me the shot, and then I scheduled my next appointment. Then I waited 15 minutes, and there was a person that was standing there that came up and chatted with me a little bit. That all they do is just keep an eye on the 15 minute.
They have an EpiPen in their pocket.
Yeah.
They're just watching to see if someone's going to start going into convulsions or something or whatever. I don't know.
They have to have an EpiPen in case someone's allergic to it.
Yeah, and some of these people are just volunteering. I'll never see those people again in my life in a sense like that, but they're doing such a great thing. And they made a comment to me that they're really happy that people are volunteering, or not volunteering, but people are coming in wanting to get the shot. And the thing is that I saw some statistics that are coming up that there's people who are reluctant to get it, and they're not going in yet. So
there's quite a few of them on my Facebook feed.
Yeah,
it's very frustrating because it's somehow turned into a political thing, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, we just crested 200 million. Wow. That's amazing. That's.
Oh, I thought it was like 76 million. Maybe that's fully vaccinated. The 76 million.
Yeah, the 200 million have now gotten their first shot. Yeah. So in a couple weeks.
So maybe it's not as many people refusing it as we think, because 200 million is a pretty significant number.
Well, the first 2 months it took to get 100 million, and then it only took another month to get to the 200 million. So at that rate, I don't think it'll keep going at that rate, but right now they say that we have more vaccines right now than the demand. So I hope we start sending stuff to the other countries, because I don't know what their levels are. I know India is going through some crazy stuff. It's just crazy. It's just really crazy.
Last I knew, Haiti didn't have any vaccine at all. It just depends where you are on the globe, I guess, and
how much you're willing to pay for them.
We're fortunate. Yeah. I mean, it just depends, I guess, on where you are. But I hope that the people that are waiting, maybe because they're apprehensive, I know a number of people that are still kind of sitting on the fence about it. And it's just my hope that a lot of the ones that are holding out because they're uncertain about what it will do will will be assured by the, efficacy of the vaccine and the positive reactions among all these people that are being vaccinated. I mean, I know there are some issues that we're having with a few people, but mostly it seems like the responses are positive and, people are coming through it okay. And it's really, helping to decrease our numbers when people take it. So I hope that will give some solace and some peace of mind to the people that are still kind of on the fence about whether or not to get it. So.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. Some people are even planning trips.
What's that? What's that?
It's when you step off a curb and you didn't know it was there. You trip.
So.
Curb up. I thought you said curb down. I got to schedule a trip that I'll be going to Chicago in July. Yeah.
Is there a conference or
hockey? No, it's the
hockey?
United States Hockey, blind hockey.
I'm glad you're going to be able to do that because I know that's something you've been looking forward to for a while now.
Yeah. A year ago when this all started, that's when the tryouts for the U.S. hockey team were canceled. But I still have credit from Delta to use now to go to Chicago.
Ooh. Chicago. Fun. You'll have fun doing that.
Well, we have another event coming up here in June. The 4th, 5th, and 6th, we have the U.S. hockey teams coming here for a big exhibition team, and I got selected we're putting a team together from 10 of the top players around the states and stuff like that, and they called on me to go, so
congratulations,
it's kind of neat
Jeff.
getting all this stuff.
You've been sitting on that the whole episode. Jeez.
Right. Were you going to just slip it out there before the episode ended, or what?
Yeah.
God.
Well, I figure people don't listen this long, so I didn't want the U.S. hockey team players. They do a podcast called The Dented Puck, and they talk about their strategies and stuff. So I've been going back through 16 episodes and listening to all their strategies because I got to go play against them now.
He's getting prepared.
I really have to learn to listen more than try to use my peripheral because these guys that have lower vision, they're all audio. And you got to remember that they're coming towards that sound of the puck,
So
or your skate sounds. Yeah. So you don't want to you got to get stealthier. I don't know.
Well, that's an accomplishment, though, Jeff. You should be very proud. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think Carol's going to be coming. That's a friend of ours, but yeah. So it's really neat. A lot of things are happening, opening up a little bit. Some I think are opening up a little bit too fast. Some of the sports games and stuff like that, but
we've got to get somewhere. I mean, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. I think we're on a good pace.
Yeah.
I think we're coming around this. So I think until next time, we'll probably have the Peloton going, right, Serina?
Hopefully. Well, I don't know if we'll have it the next time we record, though, yet. We won't, actually, because I will not have gone up to Denver yet. So
yeah, they got to go down and look and check it out. So maybe June, right?
Probably June.
Maybe June you can let us hear what it sounds like.
Or maybe we'll wait till July to get it after our trip.
You might have your new LG.
I probably will, because I just need to research one tiny thing about making sure that the function keys work the way I want them to, which they should, but you never know.
You want that before you take your trip, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
Because I might have to do some freelance work while I'm out there.
Sure, of course.
What model is it, the LG what?
It's the LG Gram.
Gram, because of the lightweight?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And it comes in 14, 16, or 17 inch. And the 16 and 17 inch both have a full real keyboard. It's not just it's got a numerical keyboard on the side and the fingerprint scanner to unlock it. And it boots up in 1 second or less. It's pretty sweet.
All these computers that are out there and people talk about all the features and stuff like that. And we're so locked in on some of the Apple ecosystem that it's like, oh, they got fingerprint. But a lot of computers
the fingerprints
have
been having, the computers have been having fingerprint scanners on the business side for years. It's not
it's been there a lot longer than Apple had it even. Android had that long before Apple did.
Huh. Maybe we should get out of the orchard and look around sometimes. Huh?
Apple just waits and sits on things, sometimes for years, until they know they can perfect it. And then they
release
like
Siri? Siri development?
Because she's perfect, yep.
Poor Siri.
Yeah, perfect. We don't have to do anything now.
She's the only one that can be that bad at her job and still have it.
And still keep her job.
I know. I'd like to see a job review. Siri, have a chair.
I can't help with that right now.
You know what, Jeff? This is the perfect place to have
Here's what
Marlon.
I found on the web.
You need to have Marlon do like a skit right there.
He sent me one already for the air tags.
He needs to do one he needs to give Siri a performance review.
I should actually.
You could even make Siri
give a demonstration
talk back to him
on how we build those skits.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool to see
He's
the
so
pieces.
creative.
He is.
Well, to tell the truth, he sends me something, and it's just his voice. That's what he sends me. And so then I listen to it, and then I build the environment around it. I strip out his noise of his refrigerator, his air conditioner, his fan blowing, whatever it is. And then I put an environment, like if it's a hospital, I'll put that.
The background, yeah.
The sound effects, yeah.
I'll put that in there. Then I'll put nurse noises, like an office.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put that behind. So we need to really see these pieces, how they come together into a skit. Yeah. It's fun. So I talk to him probably 3 times a week.
Oh.
He's a nice guy.
He's so
nice
funny.
Guy.
He's so funny.
A nice guy. He really is a nice guy.
Know what he likes to do with the police at the office? He's a policeman. So he likes to wear a hoodie and pull the strings tight so it's just that little hole.
Is he Kenny from South Park?
Yeah. And he just works on his stuff, and it's just kind of fun. He only does that in the office where there's no one other than his coworkers.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really
funny.
cool. Blind Abilities, Jeff speaking. How can I help you?
Jeff, it's Marlon.
Hey, Marlon.
By chance, were you talking about me?
About you?
My ears keep itching and...
Well, what? No.
No?
No. We're on the air.
Okay.
All right. Take care, Marlon. Bye-bye.
He's a crazy guy.
Yeah. It's really good stuff. So
he's a good guy.
This will be a good episode. It's a round table.
It's a round table.
It is a round table.
Or is it a square table, Jeff?
Oval. I think it's oval.
Could be a trapezoid, Jeff. Wouldn't that mess with your head? Who's on the curved side and who's on the straight sides anyway?
I think it's an octagon.
Yeah.
Octagon.
We're social distancing.
There you go. That's octagonal.
Would convexed be part of it?
No, because that's about
all your stuff would slide
three-dimensionality of it. That's not.
If it's concave, it'll all slide to the middle, and if it's convex, all the stuff will slide off the edges.
Your eyeball is convex.
It's like a dome.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Spherical.
Yeah, we'll slowly fall to the middle like a swimming pool.
No, that's concave.
Think of cave as because a cave has a hole in the middle of it.
Like you go into a cave.
Oh, convex. We'd fall off at like the edge of the earth.
No, that's but you fall in the middle.
Beware.
Because you're
that's concave.
Okay, he's still. We're not gonna. He's Raqi. This isn't gonna work.
He's off the edge, then he's in the middle. You can't go off the edge in the middle.
Don't come around here no more.
We just can't explain it to him.
It's like the Hokey Pokey, Jeff. You
put your right foot in. That's the cave.
It's concave. Put your right foot out. That's the convex part. That's right.
But you know what? What if
he's about to get philosophical?
That's all it is about. The Hokey Pokey.
You mean that's what it's all about?
That's all.
That's what it's all about.
Close out the show, Josh.
I want to thank all of you for listening.
We need that discussion left in.
Yep. I think we got the title.
That's what it's all about.
The
Hokey Pokey.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks for listening. If you want to leave us some feedback, give us some advice.
Only for Jeff, though. Only for Jeff.
Only for Jeff.
Give us a call at 612-213. No, you don't. At 612-367-6093. Give us a call. Find us on Twitter. Check us out on our Facebook groups. Check all the links. We put a lot of stuff down in there. And from all of us here in Tech Abilities and Blind Abilities, be good, behave, and stay well.
Don't drink Jeff's Kool-Aid.
Don't what?
You'll hear it when you edit. Don't spoil it, Raqi.
I want what he's having. I want a little piece of that. Mine's not as good as his. I want a little. I had Pfizer too, but I'm not having the trip that he's having.
It's like the Kit Kat bar commercial.
Break me up a piece of that Pfizer shot.
And then cue our funky music, right?
And for more podcasts with the blindness perspective, check us out on the web at www.blindabilities.com, on Twitter at blindabilities, and give us a call at 612-367-6093. Leave us a message and let us know if we can put your voice on the next podcast. Drop us an email at info@blindabilities.com and download the free Blind Abilities app from the App Store and Google Play Store. That's 2 words, Blind Abilities. And from all of us here at Blind Abilities, through these challenging times, to you, your family, and friends, stay well, stay informed, and stay strong. I want to thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed. And until next time, bye-bye.
When we share
what we see through each other's eyes, we can then begin to bridge the gap between the limited expectations and the realities
of blind ability.
The realities of blind abilities.